going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. This is your SNME in NYC at MSG preview, and that is Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
LLWOW. Great to be here. I'm not spelling all that. How are we, sir? One heck of a interesting, couple of weeks coming up. We've got Saturday night's main event. SummerSlam is on its way. Minnesota is on fire, literally and figuratively right now. Tim Walz is apparently... Yeah, well, we knew Canada's burning, but Minnesota's dealing with it as well. So that apparently some areas have been evacuated and cleared out. So it makes you wonder, there's 2 weeks till SummerSlam, but will it affect anything? You never know. It could affect travel, airfare, whole slew of things. So just a conspiracy mindset, but still, you never know for sure what's going on here.
In our chat on Facebook, there's one of the guys there was like, Spaz, you got to send us a picture of what's the sky look like for you. And I sent it to you guys in the chat. I swear to God, I work in a warehouse where there's no windows. So like the lights in the warehouse are super bright. Every time I went outside today, or every time I had to load something today, most of you guys know I work in a warehouse. It's fine. I drive a forklift. It's terrifying. I'm half asleep at 7 o'clock in the morning. Don't worry about it. Every time I opened up one of the bay doors, and I tried to explain this to somebody else earlier.
It was every like The Walking Dead?
No, every time I opened up the door, like it was obviously dark outside, but it felt like it sucked the light out of the room.
Oh, yes.
It was really bizarre. But yeah, you know what else is
it was like
on
my ex
fire?
Used to suck the soul right out of... Oh, never mind. I got you. But yeah.
Soul snatcher.
Yeah.
What?
I'm telling you, buddy, it's an interesting state of affairs to go outside and not be able to breathe because of Canada. I'll tell you that much.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's all our fault. We're bigger and we're on top. If this was jail, you'd be our bitch or something like that. There's America, just Canada's underpants. All the old jokes are coming out now. But
how long until we can breathe?
Something to think about, though. Your bed is not really a bed. Your bed is just the shelf you put your body on when you're not using it. But you know what else is on fire? I'm going to complete my shitty metaphor. WWE. And we got Saturday night to talk about in a second. Like I say, SNME in NYC at MSG. It's the initial altercation, you could say. Do have a couple other things to get into. So we will be doing a very small mini couple of minutes of State of Wrestling for a second. And I got to start with probably the funniest thing I've heard this week.
Oh, do tell.
The WWE corporate jet is for sale and Logan Paul wants to buy it.
Yes. It's a 2008 airliner, I believe, that they're selling. And
I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
I'm sure he would use it anyways. It'd be one heck of a business write-off. So I don't envision them not getting that.
I would love to see the Vision showing up at SummerSlam in the WWE.
In the jet, yes. In Vince's like former jet.
That little, like, friggin' Doctor Strange looking Vision logo that they have on the side of the plane. Because, like, when they listed it, part of the price was, like, WWE logo removal.
Yes.
It's like, we're going to take our logo
we want to keep that. Yeah, exactly. We don't want to get rid of it. We want that.
Hysterical. You know, everything's more expensive today. And, you know, we talk about how expensive things were back in the day. You can't make a fair comparison. You can't talk about what a movie used to cost. You can't talk about what a bag of chips used to cost or a place to live or any of the real things that are part of the impending doom of adulthood. But I just want to say this because it's funny. Logan Paul wants to buy the WWE corporate jet. Good for him. He's got money. Let's all hate him for having money. Bleh. That we're not those people. The going price that they're asking for the WWE corporate jet is $10.495 million.
Yes.
Now,
I heard 8 was the true asking price.
Okay, so but $10.495 million
is the listing. Yeah.
By comparison, WWE bought WCW and all its entitled copyrights and all that for just over $4 million. Yep. So they're pricing their corporate vehicle at way more than double the price of an entire other company that they bought.
Yes.
Which makes me think the day that Triple H and Ari and Dana White and all of them come across the line there and pick up AEW, it's just going to be pocket change, right?
It's going to be pennies on the dollar, yes.
Pennies to make you holler. Anyways, moving swiftly on. Oh, okay. I swear to God, because we have other things to talk about, this is the only thing I'm going to say today, and I don't even think it's true, but I do think it's funny because it is something stupid that they would do.
Uh-oh.
The word going around today that the reason that they took the title off of MJF and the reason that they're doing Kenny versus Ospreay at All In, other than the fact that the match will be amazing, nobody can deny that, is because they want to save MJF for a hardcore match with Mick Foley. Okay, they kind of telegraphed that, right?
Yes.
They want to have a very special hardcore match with MJF and Mick Foley.
Ooh, is it a sloppy bathtub match?
No. Take a wild guess what the rumored name of this match is.
The Final Dance. I don't know.
No, much worse.
The Hardcore Ball.
No. The Molotov Socktail.
Oh, no. The Mazel Tov Socktail. Then you're onto something, but even that's terrible. I'm sorry, I'm joking, but like, what the fuck are we doing?
Okay,
Come
it's better
on,
than last week when
Spaz.
we heard the rumor. It's better than last week when the rumor was, oh, they're just going to fuck it all over. They're going to make the Owen completely useless because it's actually going to be a four-way with
Yeah.
Kenny and Mox and Max and Will. And I'm just like, okay, I still have a glimmer of hope that they might unruin John Moxley one day, but even I
Yep.
don't want to see him in that match. I don't even really want the triple threat.
No, I'm like,
if you're gonna do an absolutely Dave Meltzer bait triple threat at All In, it would have to be Ospreay, Omega, and Fletcher.
yeah,
Am I missing?
no doubt about it.
You know what else I heard from our friends over at What Culture, right?
Yes. What's that? You got me intrigued.
I want to make fun of Dave Meltzer, right?
Okay. Easy slam dunk.
It's not over, but it's pretty damn close, right?
Right.
The number of 5-star ratings that Dave Meltzer has given to just AEW TV matches this year
Yeah.
is only 2 less than the number of 5-star match ratings he's given WWE ever.
Total. Yeah.
Ever.
I knew you'd say that.
I think it's like 21 and 23. I think it's like 21 and 23. Like WWE's got 23 over its entire existence. AEW has 21.
Which is realistically like how it should be. 5-star matches are supposed to be rare. It's not.
I'm just saying
a commonality, but
not even including pay-per-view, just on Dynamite and Collision. And who the fuck is watching Collision?
Oh, anyway, I know.
You know what's going to be really fun this year? AEW All In. What the fuck is this? Chapter 4.
Yes, it is. Oh God, I'm looking forward to it.
But anyways, so we got that. We got making fun of AEW out of the way. We got Tuna Meltzer out of the way. We got Logan Paul in the corporate jet, which is fine. Got to detour a little bit to some sad news from the AAA side of things. I like them. I still think you're not the biggest fan. Vikingo, out injured. We vacated the Latin American Championship. Rey Mysterio said he's going to announce, because he's the GM, him and Undertaker, because that's a thing.
Yeah.
Basically, through the grapevine, you hear like, okay, there's going to be a tournament. That's how we find a new champion. Rah. First person to put his hand up was Damian Priest. Which means he's taking the title.
Yes.
Right? Like, and I continue to love the idea of Damian Priest finding a space for himself down in AAA. They fucking love him. They receive him like a rock star. Bigger thing, and we touched on this last week, I don't need Damian Priest going down to AAA and just continuing his rivalry with Dominic Mysterio. Give him the Latin American Championship. Let him elevate that title. Dom can do his thing.
Yeah.
Once he's dropped it to presumably El Grande Americano, then it's an entirely different story. But right now, Vikingo's out. That sucks. Dorian rolled on, tried to say, oh, I guess Omos is the champion now. And Ray, the visual, like, it's never not funny, the visuals with Omos. I mean, Microman was the key image before that. But then you got somebody,
but he's just so massive at this point. So big. It's just funny.
I kind of dig how Rey Mysterio is kind of in his, like, I don't give a fuck era of his career as well.
Oh, of course.
Where it's like he's staring at him like nose to navel, you would say,
Being
and
lawn
he's just
darted
like,
into a side of a
yeah,
WCW truck aside. Ray knows what's
no, no, I know they look identical, but Omos and Kevin Nash are in fact not the same person.
Oh,
Um,
at least you
but
caught
yeah,
on to what I was saying. That's how I know I'm right.
so you know we're old, Jake. That's what we know about being old.
That's
What do we
that's because
remember? Five-star WCW matches, like groundbreaking cruiserweight action at the time. No, we remember Rey Mysterio eating shit on the side of a tractor trailer. Oh,
yes.
it's even funnier. As somebody that loads trailers now, it's even more funny because
Before we get out of the state of
that's
wrestling
not
as
what it
well,
would go.
I do
Yeah.
want to mention I've been talking to the one and only Liv Morgan on
Mhm,
Twitter, and
mhm.
we've been going back and forth. It's been very interesting. I know how busy you are, sir, but I'll recap it really quick. It's Liv Morgan, aka under her real name, not her ring name, on Twitter with 34 followers, being like,
Uh,
"Hey, I'm going to send you a fan card for $400." So I strung them along for about, several days, told them that I was Frank, a veteran in a wheelchair, overweight and disabled, that my nurse would have to get them the gift card, so I strung them along for days and days. And then
nice.
I'd be like, "Who are you facing at SummerSlam?" I was like, "Oh, I heard you're facing Rhea." They'd be like, "Yeah, I'm facing Rhea." So then I sent them the image with them and EO, and they're like, "Wait, I meant EO," stuff like that. And
Here's
eventually
the thing,
the
if
jig
you're
was
gonna
up.
try and grift
Yeah.
at least grift with something you can talk about intelligently.
Exactly. Like everything they said was just way off, and it wasn't so much like broken English either. So eventually we got through to it, and I did try to give them a $5 gift card to answer all my questions, and I found out how the whole scam thing works, and we talked back and forth. But I did send him a card at one point, and the numbers were like "suck my D," can you read this dipshit? Like those were like the scratching codes. And they're like, I can't get it to redeem. Just them typing that in repeatedly. But there's such a plethora of scams going on right now. And that's why I wanted to make mention of this, that wrestlers are warning everyone, like, hey, we are not asking you for money. No wrestler is going to ask you for money at
Mhm.
all, ever. Not going to happen. If we ever needed money, we would ask our boss, family, each other. We would never go to fans. It's an unwritten rule, but it's also a written rule. We cannot ask fans for money. This is not happening. And the fact that
I
they have to
will say
come out
no.
and use sense like that,
Yeah,
but I'm glad at least they're mentioning it because
of course,
it's
yeah.
so common now.
It sucks that they should have to though, like, that's one of those things, right? I will say the one exception is somebody like a Chris Jericho who keeps an ear to the ground, who keeps an ear out for, like, people that are like, former wrestlers that are having a hard time. "Hey, so
Yeah.
and so got a GoFundMe if you feel like donating," that kind of thing.
But a
So it's
GoFundMe is different than them
oh,
DMing you
of
saying,
course, yeah, yeah,
my bank's been shut off. I need
yeah.
to get out of
I'm saying, like,
Italy.
there's a good side of it. Like, wrestlers not gonna
Yes,
ask you
yes.
for money, but a wrestler is going to say, "Hey, this per" like,
So and so might
Sami
need help.
Sami
And
Zayn Sami Zayn put out his birthday wish, and his birthday wish is always, "Can more people
donate
donate to Sammy for
Syria
Syria?" And
and
all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. And it's like, "Oh, we're never, ever gonna ask you for money," and it's one of those that should be an idiot-proof statement, but then somebody's gonna say, "Oh, but look at all this, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "You mean when they were trying to bring attention to a charity?
Yeah, and that's
This is
exactly
not a
what
gotcha."
idiot naysayers mentioned, and I'm like, the fact that you have to mention that at all proves a point of how just ignorant you are,
Yeah.
and I hope that no one that you know ever needs help,
Oh, of
like,
course, yeah. Because here's the
because
thing, all the grifters out there and all the people that are doing, like, there's people out there that even do, like, fake GoFundMes and whatever. Something like Sammy doing Sammy for Syria, for, like, Chelsea Green doing all the advocacy that she does and all that. Every time somebody puts out a fake thing,
yes, it
somebody's
hurts.
gonna think, "Oh" no, somebody's gonna think, "Oh, maybe Sammy's doing a grift. Maybe
That's
Chelsea
what I'm
Green's
saying, it
MAGA.
hurts the cause,
Chelsea
yeah.
Chelsea Green's MAGA, don't you know? Like, what
Yep.
the fuck are we doing?" But, no, it's like it's the curse of comparison, right? And it's the one
The
that I've
fact that
been
she
saying
had
for
to
a
come
long
out
while.
and make a statement
Oh.
about that and all killed me,
And here's the
it's like
thing, like, it's funny because she's basically defending herself for going to work. 'Cause, like,
yeah.
"Oh, your company is definitely MAGA," and it's like, "No, Triple H is doing some stuff like, let's get kids healthy," and then certain other people are upset about that because they wanna chase the kids, and that's another story for another day, but, like, okay. if the only not obsession, I just saw the movie. We were talking about the movie before we came on here today.
Yes.
That's why that was stuck in my head. Great movie. We'll talk about it another time on here, I'm sure.
Yes,
But
indeed.
if the only
We'll
insult you have
definitely
for
be
somebody,
alluding to that in some regards, surely.
I mean, Bear's a good guy, really.
Oh, the best ever. I would always they chose the bear over, you know?
If you pay attention, he really is the victim in the whole scenario, guys. I'm fucking kidding. Before the people from X that have been slooshing around X, like wipe a booger and a smear on my comment section.
Come on, who
I'm
thought that
kidding.
Wish toy was gonna work? I bought 50 of them.
There's only one other stick that can break this curse. Anyways, moving swiftly on. No, all I was gonna say though, and I don't care. We've said it a bunch of times. I've got views that would piss off both sides. If your only insult to me is you guess that I would have voted for somebody, first of all, I don't live in the States, guys, on X, looking at you.
Yeah, that always makes me chuckle.
But if your only insult is like, oh, you would say that you voted for so-and-so, and if you did vote for so-and-so, your response is like, yeah, I did, and in her case, it's like, well, I'm not, and you're an idiot, but okay.
Exactly. But what kills me is like, no, even if you vote for someone, doesn't mean you're kneeling before them and pledge allegiance.
No.
Doesn't mean that, you know, your opinions,
like
right?
Well done, well done, well done, well done.
You got it. It doesn't mean that you're gonna go ahead and bow down, or you're not going to go ahead and acknowledge them either. No matter what side you're on, you're truly not locked into anything. It's an opinion more than it is a fact.
Well, you're not going to do, you don't know the whole story here. And let me tell you, when you're watching the wrestling and when you're watching the elections, you just do the thing.
Just do it.
Asshole,
Come on.
I'm an asshole. It's fine. It's like one other thing, one other point of debate that I've had with people online, and it's WWE fans are catfish and they're children and they're sorry, goldfish, not catfish. That's a different thing entirely. All you do is ring the bell and watch them bark, and it's all just call and response. And it's like, okay, if you don't like the, yeah and yeet and, you are cursed, zero miedo nature of WWE, I get that.
Yeah,
because that
you're entitled to. Yeah,
but here's my thing though. That kind of simplistic thing isn't for everybody. My counter to that is just don't come back to me and tell me that goodbye, good night, bang is Shakespeare.
Yes, exactly. Don't treat.
That's all. And what sucks about that reference is it's a reference to freaking Kenny Omega, and the other one is level of the devil. You're our creep, or what was the MGF thing? You're our asshole.
Yeah, he's scumbag. Our asshole. He's our scumbag. He's our scumbag. Yeah.
Like, just apply it, whatever you're applying.
But that ruined him. As much as I liked him in that phase, it ruined him.
As far as being catchy and whatnot, right?
Yes.
I get the people
not that permanently, but you get my point. Yeah,
I want a deeper story than just somebody going out and yelling yeet. And it's like, okay, that's cool. You're sitting at home being angry on Twitter. Meanwhile, there's an arena full of like 20,000 people, and see that kid and that kid and that kid with the shades and got the high five, maybe their favorite wrestler. They don't care what you say angrily tapping
online,
away on.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, that's what Punk was saying, that the sentiment in person doesn't line up to what is going on in the arena. You know what I mean? Or online doesn't line up to what's going on in person. Very tired in here, as always. You get me, but
it's all good, but we're gonna make it through.
My point. We are, and Punk had some great points recently. He really set some.
Put your fucking phone down and listen to the crowd.
Yeah, and he really made some things very clear and obvious, but still, people will forever miss the point. Sadly, but the man's the man for a reason. And did you and I'm trying to recall if you and I actually got to speak about him at the hotel, the incident there.
I saw it. I don't think we talked about it on here, but basically he like no-showed a kid or like told a kid off.
Well, they come to find out the mother and the older brother or her brother, it was either her brother or the boy's younger brother. They not the I should say the mother goes ahead and has a Instagram filled to the brim with her and all the WWE talent you could imagine, which isn't
Mm.
a problem, but keep that in mind when you say, okay, they just so happened to be at CM Punk's hotel.
Oh, of course not.
Okay, fine. Sure, let's say that's what it is. But then they saw him outside or from the lobby. So they then waited 30 plus minutes in the lobby for him, making a scene, screaming his name. And then when he finally shows up, he goes ahead and takes off down the hall to go right to his room. And they're like, oh, and they put the kid's face, front and center to be like, oh, how dare. And he even said they positioned the kid as a shield. I don't like when people do that. And it looked like they had followed me to my hotel room. He even made a post before he saw that video saying, don't follow me to my hotel. And that happens all the time. And now these people go ahead and say what? They said a couple of things. We're going to knock on every door till we find him. And then and the kid wasn't even upset. So he didn't really give two shits. And they're the ones being like, oh, he's so upset. The child's so upset. And the kid's like, I don't care. But then he does follow it up with, we'll find him, go to every room kind of thing. Well, all of that's a learned behavior. They were celebrity seeking for wrestling. And the fact that they had all of that ready to go in minutes. It was tagged, it was posted, edited, and what do you call it? Subtitled as well. Like that was perfectly drama farm ready in seconds. They knew what they were doing. It was all for clout and attention. So now they put this video out, but even if they didn't, I don't blame Punk because he's asked people not to post things before. If you actually saw him at breakfast, I know he'll sign stuff. Let the man eat, and then you can wave to him. Like I've seen so many stars before, we not bother them, and then you go ahead and you just wave hi, and then they'll come see you afterwards if they don't. Like most people are cool if you're not a dick about things and you're considerate.
I see. The thing about it is, and the 100% we're with the stars on this one. Like, let people be people. They're off the clock, whatever the case may be. The 1% that makes it an awkward conversation is, I would probably guess, especially like newer wrestlers just breaking in, wrestlers that are like maybe experiencing being noticed in public for the first time, whatever. There's
Yeah.
probably wrestlers out there, or there's definitely wrestlers out there that like would love to step away from their table for a second and, hey, you saw me and you thought enough of me to come and say hello and get a picture. That's fucking awesome. Let's go.
Yep.
Right. And that's great. And that's awesome. And that's them deciding to do like above and beyond stuff. Where that becomes a problem is when you take that one-off really awesome thing and make that the assumption.
And what also is the problem too, Punk made multiple examples out of this. One, you go ahead, now people know where your hotel is. Two, people swarm. And then it's a safety issue when people are showing up and they're all looking for CM Punk at this hotel now. And it's a safety issue, not just for him, but everybody there. And it happens. And it's happened recently to him where he's had to go ahead and, leave a hotel at like 3 a.m, but they don't publicize it because they don't want to make it an issue. They don't want people to know that these things happen so they don't get, copycats. But that is what was going on.
They get it like, and this is a very extraneous example, right? But think about this: like, say they leave super early in the morning, and the fans don't know, but the fans think that they're still there. Now they're bugging the fucking hotel staff and be like, "I know that Punk is here. Tell us what room he's in." Well, first of all, he's not. Second of all, go fuck yourself. But like, there's two from this story here. I didn't know the details. You know more details on it than I do. There's two things that I want to mention. Number one is people that are out there that genuinely want to cause trouble, and I'm saying this in the context of wrestling fans, and I'm saying this in the context of people that are just out there trying to make a ruckus in the world in general. I'm use very broad terms here. The amount of people that think they can just get away with whatever troublemaking stuff that they're doing, shall we say, trying to be nice, trying not to get canceled here, and are just using their kids as shields is fucking on 10 these days.
Yep.
That's fucked up. And I'm always going to go back to, and I know with you, I've said it a bunch of times on here, and I've said it in conversations with people on socials and all that kind of thing. Everything that happened at WrestleMania, the whole Bayley and AJ Lee thing that got a lot of steam, a lot of
attention, yeah.
A couple of the lady refs had to like walk around with Damian Priest because they were getting harassed, and that's really fucked up.
Followed in bathrooms, people being in people's hotel rooms, family members being invaded. Like,
that's the one I'm going for, because and I don't want this to ever come across like, oh, they're the stars, so it's okay. But like Drew McIntyre was at one hotel. He purposely put his family in a different hotel away from all the wrestlers, and people
To
were still,
avoid this.
yeah, and people were still waiting in their hotel room. And it's like, it's not to say that it's okay when it
Not
happens
lobby, not in their room. Broke in.
And it sucks because it sounds like I'm saying, oh, it's okay if it's the wrestlers. I'm saying, no, that's fucked up. This is worse.
But at least they are the celebrities. I'm saying like, oh, they're used to it is just as bad, but you get what the context there is.
But there's a thought around it. There's a thought around.
But they owe you nothing. They don't owe you a fucking thing. And that's what kills me. Like a lot of the Liv fans being so obsessive.
Oh,
what time did she fly out? What time did she exercise? Oh, who did her boyfriend, now fiance or husband now, I guess, who did he vote for? Fuck out of here, you crazy stalkers. He didn't want to be public and they went nuts. Nuts on him to the point where he had to block everything because she didn't publicly reveal him. They were mad.
Okay. Well, I wasn't gonna say this, but let's talk about Michin and Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Who were apparently like divorced from like a year ago. And I hate that I'm saying that because it's none of our business. But
no,
like,
it shouldn't be, but
a year later, they're like, oh, they're definitely still together. Da, 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 da. And she just came across and like, divorced. And then she came out with that big thing of like, go out, touch grass. I swear, fresh air is not gonna hurt you. It must be a slow news day, whatever. But like, holy fuck. Like, obviously, some people talk about what's going on in their lives, and wrestlers will, or anybody really. I mean, Taylor Swift will keep an ongoing Rolodex of, hey, here's who I'm dating this week type of thing.
Massive news day for the unemployed. And what killed me is they did not need to inform us at all.
Anything.
But
never mind.
They did.
Okay, and never mind part and parcel of the stuff going around today that apparently it's been confirmed that Keith Lee is retired.
Yeah, apparently because of the heart issues he had post-COVID.
Yeah.
So
here's somebody that's gone through all kinds of medical shit that we wouldn't want to imagine, has been through a divorce, which even if it's amicable, like she says, like, yeah, we're still there for each other. We're still friends. We still, we got love for each other. We're just not together anymore.
But
like,
he gives us, or she gives us an update, and they make it so it's like that's not enough. And then they criticize her openly and say horrible things like, oh, I can see why you're divorced. And it was just,
the people that were like, oh, who was she cheating on him with?
Yeah, like just
like,
this.
What the fuck are we doing?
What are you doing? Like, and just to be so uncouth and
where's my KJ shirt? What are we doing?
That's why it's got to be brought up. I was in the chat Monday night, and it's like, guys, what happened to just wrestling here? Like my God.
Obviously, Michin's the one's sort of fielding this because she's getting all the negative attention now. But if you're Keith Lee and you've come to a separation, and this is where I was going with the point a second ago. Like, obviously they've parted on amicable terms. They've still got all kinds of nice things to say about each other. They're probably still close. They've just separated. So even if it's positive, there's still like, I guess this is over now. Like, there's that, and they kept it quiet, or they kept it to themselves, as is their right. And on top of that, the medical stuff that's been plaguing you for like however long, like really since he showed up
long time.
Like,
he had issues in WWE where he was gone, then he came back as Bearcat Lee.
Oh my God!
Remember, he was gone for months.
All the bears.
Yeah,
like,
it's not all bears, but it is every bear, huh, Spaz?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I got you.
Not every, but all. What the fuck are we doing? One day we're gonna start that like not wrestling podcast, and I'm just gonna rant, and that's all it's gonna be. And
hey, we tried running UCR. It's just it tanked the channel. It needs its own channel. That was the issue.
My point being, imagine going through the divorce, which happy and as
dealing with all of this shit.
No, but as amicable, I can speak. I swear. See, you're rubbing off on me now.
Yeah.
As amicable as they are, and they're still in each other's lives, and they still support each other, and roddy, which even that is their own.
Very impressive, unprecedented at this point. Yeah.
Even if it's positive, it's still kind of I guess this is over now. That's kind of a bummer. Let's keep it to ourselves. Oh, it doesn't. We don't get to keep it just to ourselves. Now tack on like 5 or 6 years of medical stuff, and realizing that wrestling, which was this big portion of your career for a long time, is also done. I wouldn't blame either one of them if they just walked out of their house one day and decked somebody. Be like, fuck off.
Because it just gets to be so much. Like I said with the Live stuff, like it's not all Live fans, but again, is it all? They managed to just be so, I don't know a better word besides just stalkerish. Like that's how it always comes across, and that's how it's seen because that's what it is. That's what it needs to be labeled as. And
And it always gets
knowing,
pushed away and like downplayed as, oh, there's other people out there that would love to have a following like she does. Is
yeah,
there? Are there? What
really? Are
are we
you
doing here?
sure? Because it doesn't
What are
feel
we doing
that
here?
way. It doesn't feel like a fun fan group anymore. And then there's a worry too, where I don't want to accuse anybody outright, but
Oh,
in a way, yeah. Because it's been happening quite many times over where you see wrestlers and talent kind of weaponize their fans into this like mini
oh, yeah.
militia of sorts. They indirectly get people to go, like the whole Soul Ruka event. All Liv had to do was be like, "Hey, it's cool." Instead, she I guess you could say kept up kayfabe, but made it worse knowingly to the point where she was getting again all these
See,
threats
okay,
and
I wanna say this, right? Because you brought this up last week as well
yeah,
on in a slightly different, frame of mind. It's kind of one of those catch-22 things. We talked about Rhea Ripley who, like, broke character to be like, "Hey,
yeah,
this is clear story, don't fuck with him," whatever. I don't buy the excuse. Like, obviously, Liv knows that like she has an effect and she has a fan base and whatever. I
yes.
don't buy the fact that her clearly leaning into character shit and people online just wanting to be shitty people and playing dumb like they don't know that kayfabe is kayfabe.
Yeah. This
I'm
was
pulling
more than
back.
that though, this
Uh,
time. Not that it hasn't been. This one was a bit more egregious than that, and like she was intentionally stoking the flames, but could
mm,
hide it under like, oh,
yeah,
it's
but even that I'm gonna say, and I like, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just like the
yeah.
more I
It was
think
just
about it, the
very
more I'm leaning
intentionally
to it.
shitty, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was the
Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying if you think more Jake's way on this than me that you're wrong. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, okay, here's people looking at the character Liv Morgan, and the character Liv Morgan might be saying shitty things online that she shouldn't say, whatever. But these people are going to intentionally warp that or intentionally, oh, I thought it was real. Like we're gonna all of a sudden
yeah.
when kayfabe is dead, pretend that
Oh, no
kayfabe is dead.
doubt.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that was me. That was the real Gianna Daddio, like telling me to do this. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, like wep
There'll always be those, yeah.
somebody said it. What was the term? Oh, it's weaponized something or other. When you want to just say, "Oh, I wasn't sure. I didn't know. That wasn't my intention." Weaponized ignorance,
Yes.
and that's what that is. If a Liv Morgan like her character, her WWE character
Yeah.
Twitter account says this, I don't care how shitty it is.
No,
Like,
it's just
man,
more like she's out
man.
of character. She knows what she's doing, but then can feign ignorance and say, "Oh, it was in character." Those type of moments where she's intentionally riling people up because she wants that reaction. And then when that reaction comes, she could say, "No, it was a joke," or those type
But
of
here's the thing,
moments. And
Jake,
that's
and
the
I'm sorry.
problem.
And I'm sorry. I love that you and I disagree, and I love that we're actually so far on the other side of each other's lines, right?
Yes.
There's CM Punk and there's Phil Brooks, right?
Yes.
If I somehow found Phil Brooks's like private Twitter account and followed, at Phil Brooks, Chicago one or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the real Phil Brooks went to the real Phil Brooks's Twitter account and said, "You guys should all go out there and kill somebody today." You know what? Even if it is the real Phil Brooks, I'm not going to do it because I'm not a killer and I'm not
Yes.
on a sports field and I don't have a knife.
No,
Anyways,
but
swiftly
context,
on.
it being claimed to be injured as the world champ, and everyone thinking your run's over, and then openly blaming Soul, knowing you're not injured, you're fine.
Mm.
And it wasn't a heel thing; it was a more of a fuck you thing, and that's what sucks of it. It's all a matter of context in this. If someone's taking the message wrong because they're crazy, that's absolutely an issue, and I totally agree. But it's different when
Don't attribute to us insanity what can be attributed to malice.
yes, and
That's
don't
my view.
contribute to insanity when you can
Yeah.
either remain quiet or not incite people. Like
Yeah.
she
No,
did
but
that
I'm
intentionally.
and it is a quote that I'm mangling from Steven Crowder, which will come to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Don't attribute to insanity what you can attribute to malice. If I
Yeah.
see somebody doing some fuck shit, and they're trying to use an insanity defense, they better come with some sort of clinical mastermind
Yeah, they better
to
be
give me
blowing bubbles out of
give,
their ass
give,
and
give me the
not able to
proper
speak.
diagnosis that they're actually crazy. Because right now, if I see somebody doing some fuck shit, then I'm going to assume that they're a fuckwit. You know who's
Yeah.
not a fuckwit? As I realized as we're talking our lives away. Here's an interesting thing for you. SmackDown, back to 2 hours. SmackDown, very newsworthy in the past 2 weeks specifically, right?
Yeah.
On a week that we could be talking about CM Punk and we could be talking about the return of Baron Corbin, I'm going to bring both of those topics together and talk about Trick Williams. Because
Because.
I went through on SmackDown over the 2 hour thing of SmackDown, and basically Trick Williams is somebody you're going to see every week. Trick Williams is going to do something this week. Trick Williams is going to be involved in something this week. And I went through 3 different versions of what's Trick doing this week.
Okay.
Because we knew that Punk was going to show up for the first time as WWE champion on SmackDown because Nick Aldis, poached him from Adam Pearce on Raw as revenge for stealing their main event and da-da-da-da-da. And everybody pretended that it came out of nowhere, and they didn't because they don't like CM Punk. But anyways, sorry, I did I say all of that out loud? But basically, Punk's first night as the WWE champion on SmackDown, somebody was going to interrupt him, and eventually it ended up being Cody Rhodes. I
Hey,
had it.
just
I
say
had it
when.
in my head. I had it in my head. Well, obviously, we knew we were going to go to Cody versus Punk at SummerSlam, which I'm absolutely
Yes.
fine with, and that's going to be a hell of a conversation when we get to SummerSlam. But I had it in my head that as a night one, who's the smart ass that's going to try and get in CM Punk's face? I had it in my head that it would be Trick Williams. Not only because he's the kind of character that would do it, and he's the kind of character that I want to see eye to eye with CM Punk on the mic. I think it would be interesting. The fact that they are both like mid card and main event, but like they're both champions, so you get the image of 2 stars in their pomp, both holding their belts and all that kind of thing. I had it in my head going into SmackDown that Trick Williams was going to come out and interrupt CM Punk. It didn't happen, but I was like, okay, this will be what Trick Williams is doing this week. Totally
Yeah.
forgot that he had a match announced with Carmelo Hayes, which was great, by the way. So we didn't get him versus Punk, or we didn't get him in the ring, sparring on the mic with Punk because Punk did the stuff with Cody Rhodes. Then we see Trick Williams in the back, and he's here with the small boat, and the small boat took his title and gave him a furry title, and there's all kinds of jokes that I could make about that, but I'm not going to. And so then your brain goes, oh, this is the cool thing that Trick Williams is doing this week. That's neat. I thought he was going to square off with Punk. Instead, he's getting a furry title because it matches his character. It matches his presentation and his aesthetic, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a neat little, I might be a babyface, but I'm still full of myself. It's a decent move. We've made that. That's the one step that Trick Williams took this week. And then he had the match with Carmelo, which has a lot of history. We want that title match. It's probably going to happen at SummerSlam. No problem. Fantastic. Cool match. And then he becomes one of the guys that is the victim of the Baron Corbin return.
Yes.
So my point of all this, because I don't want to overshadow the Baron Corbin thing. I don't want to overshadow the video package that we got for just Big Cass? Question mark?
Question mark, question mark. Yeah.
But I do think it says something about Trick Williams as a star, and it says something about how WWE is amplifying his stardom, that over the course of 2 hours, I thought Trick Williams' story for that week was 3 different things, and all of them were believable.
Yeah, and they all worked, and anything could be his next possibility or where he heads to. And I just thought it was a really cool idea. So
Ultimately,
I do concur.
Ultimately, his thing that week was because Carmelo was attacked as well, but he was the champion targeted by a returning Baron Corbin. Very cool. Very cool to see Baron Corbin back. Very cool to hear how the other place where he was wrestling wrote him out as this entirely disrespectful person that's not respecting the contract process or blah, 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 whatever the hell they did. They gave him a special belt on the same night. I don't know how Baron Corbin, like big, imposing, returning Baron Corbin holding up the fuzzy title, comes across. I'm mixed on that.
Yeah, it was an interesting look.
But at the beginning of the night, I was ready, willing, and able to accept that Trick Williams might be the one coming out to interrupt CM Punk's introductory promo. He can slot wherever, man.
Yeah.
He's like, we talk about Obafemi. We talk about a lot of people losing faith in Breaker. We talk about Javon Evans, who's like making little tiny hints at a heel turn on social media, I think. But like the story is Trick Williams. Like I know they've got a whole section of WWE Unreal that I'm not watching that's dedicated to all like the new blood and whatever, and a lot of that is focused on Obafemi.
Yeah.
Trick Williams is a
But
star, man. Trick Williams is a fucking star. And the fact that in thinking, oh, he gets a cool belt. That's what he's doing this week. Oh, he got interrupted or he got attacked by Baron Corbin. That's the thing he did this week. I would have believed him stepping up to CM Punk, who unequivocally is right now my favorite thing in wrestling. And any one of those things, as this is what Trick Williams' story is this week, was believable. I want to
yeah.
see whatever the guy does.
Well,
And
that's the thing. I'm
I
curious
say that,
what happens next.
like my measuring stick for that is CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like CM Punk has reached the point with me as a wrestler, as an on-air personality, as however you want to phrase it. I don't care what he's doing. I want to see whatever he's doing. And the fact that I'm now able to slide Trick Williams into that same conversational framework, if you want
Yeah.
to put it that way,
Is
is insane. I
exactly.
couldn't be happier for the guy. I'm still going to double down on, the little side journey to TNA did wonders for him.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
the other cut and paste statement to throw in there now is, what does Trick Williams look like in AAA? It'll be Trickle A.
Triple A. Ooh. I thought it was going to be
I
triple A.
I had a little bit of Trickle A last week. I went to the doctor. We got it all sorted out. It's fine. Don't worry
Well,
about
that's
it.
good. At least you got it fixed because that
Yeah.
was nerve-wracking.
But yeah, but don't let that go completely over the fact of, yeah, we got Baron Corbin back and it's fucking awesome. The music was pretty quiet, but I'm pretty sure he got Def Rebelled, which is super unfortunate.
He might have. It could
And we
have
got
happened.
we're going to talk more about it as it progresses because he's not coming back until after SummerSlam, but we got that video package for Big Cass. I'm assuming
Yeah.
they'll follow up
Seems
this
to be
week
that
with
way.
one just on Enzo, and then maybe we get one together, or they just promote Big Cass the whole time until that episode of SmackDown or Raw, maybe other one, maybe.
I
Corbin
mean,
on SmackDown, Cass on Raw.
oh God, I'm stammering over here, but it felt like they had to come in together. Like,
But here's the thing, though: if they push Big Cass, because Enzo's been wrestling, right? But
yeah,
Enzo's sort of been persona non grata, even though he didn't do anything. Big Bill, it was very, very public. Some of the struggles that he went through, and then he did some cool stuff in TNA as W Morrissey. He came in and part of the learning tree
yes,
in AEW. Yay! But he's been in the conversation as sort of like a not totally serious guy, because he's still got some banter about him, but like as a force to be taken seriously. So I kind of want them to push just him returning, and
hmm
then when he steps out on the screen, just have like Enzo pop up behind. It's like, what, you thought you were getting him without me?
yeah. Like they need something like that.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I want to see a promo between Enzo Amore, LA Knight, and Tony D.
Now you're talking.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I'm
What's it
all for
called?
that. Sign me up.
LA Knight putting together his anti-bloodline, and Solo Sikoa is face? Question mark?
Yeah.
How did
I
we get
mean,
here?
I I don't know. Solo
It's gonna be
being
a really fun match at SummerSlam, and
that's a
we'll get to
fact. I mean, yeah,
we will get to
certainly.
SummerSlam when we do the SummerSlam preview, but I do think it has a place in the sense of all six guys. I mean, maybe with the exception of Royce Keys, all five other guys in that match, both Usos and who else is there? Jake, maybe not Jacob either, but the Usos, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, they're just characters, they're just talkers. None of them can really wrestle. It's like, okay, it's going to be a random ass 6-person tag in the middle of a card that is otherwise stacked. It'll be
Yeah,
the breathing room
the breathing
match,
room. Yeah,
but
for everybody to
it'll still be
recover.
fun.
It's gonna
It'll
be
still be
good though.
Solo Sikoa coming out with the fucking Christian Cage turtlenecks is killing me.
I
It's
think
just killing
Solo's
me.
turning in this match. I think Solo's going to actually end up going back with the bloodline. For some
Mm,
reason, I feel like that's their big reveal. They've been doing a lot of Russo-esque light things, and I feel
yeah.
like that's the case.
I think they throw in 2 more people on either side, and they just double back for War Games before we do that, though.
Hmm. Okay.
Because who else do you throw into the mix there? Because
So
Bloodline, you
right
can
now
throw
you've got LA Knight
yeah,
and we've got Royce Keys. If
LA
you
Knight,
don't,
Royce
I mean,
Keys.
you could still, I think maybe, I mean, Joe Hendry is more with the vision, but you could get him involved.
Yep.
There was somebody else obvious before, and I'm like, I'm surprised they didn't use them, and now my tired brain is not thinking of it, but
Seth does double duty.
it will come back to me. But
I just think on the other side, like if you want to go like core, I mean, other than Jacob Fatu, if you want to go core Bloodline, um, Roman joins the team. That's an easy one. Uh, and you get Sami Zayn back. Like Sami Zayn, we know right now is on a mental health break, which is it's good.
yeah,
It's
well, part of me was thinking, everything that happened with Sammy, that's going to be out. But what about Kevin Owens? That could always be cool.
if it's
Interesting
Kevin
way to
Owens,
bring him
Ke-
back.
put
Certainly.
Kevin Owens on SmackDown and have him be the next feud for CM.
That would be
Because I
great
mean,
too.
super early, but there's no way Cody gets the belt back at SummerSlam.
I don't think so, but
I I think you
you
start
just can't
getting
count Cody Rhodes out 100% though, ever.
it's true, but do we start getting
Ever.
like
I
do
don't
you
care
start
that it's
getting
CM Punk. You can't count Cody out.
you're gonna start getting super Cody comparisons. I was trying to go for a Super Cena thing, but that's
I
fine.
know, but it's happening and it is comparable. That's the
Super
problem here.
Cody.
That's why Cody needs to like kind of fuck off from the main
We
belt for a bit.
speaking of, we need John Cena to come back and let us know to clarify the situation. When are we getting the you can't see too?
Yeah, I don't know. We have heard no details past Backlash. We got that
I hope
announcement and that was it.
I hope it's in December. I
I
hope it's in
think it's
December
going to be because we
because
already have
December is
Survivor
sort of like
Series, we've got Money
yeah,
in the Bank, we've got everything else has been announced, but so
yeah. Just do it in December because December is kind of like the throwaway month in a way because it's like everybody just kind of chills and does whatever until we ramp back up into Royal Rumble season, which is as it should be.
yeah.
Um, but yeah. Anyways,
I
we've touched
agree.
on
I
a
think
whole
it's going
bunch.
to be December though, honestly.
Yeah, I think
We
it'd be good if it ends up that the you can't see two final is on say December 22nd for no
yeah.
particular reason. It's fine. It's fine.
I
Don't
can't
worry
believe
about
I
it.
can't think right now who I said before would be a great addition. I'm like, "Oh, it makes sense. They'll have so and so because
I think
of
the final needs to be Javon Evans and Danhausen.
that would be a hell of a time."
It would.
But
But you know what
if
sucks? After all this news, we actually have a card to talk about.
yes, well, might as well start with that tag match, and
Ah, that tag. No. I'm gonna leave that again because I have a very simple answer for that.
oh
But
yeah?
I do. I warned you. I warned you before we came on the air that I was pick your brain for non-existent basketball news. Roman Reigns invites Jalen Brunson to Saturday night's main event because New York reasons.
Yeah. I originally was hoping and had heard that they were gonna do this with Danhausen and then lead into the match and have Jalen get involved, but I'm sure there will be some form of either if Seth doesn't come out and try to, do something, then maybe him and Jalen do something back and forth or
Jalen
eh,
Brunson gets a stomp.
yeah, right, But we've
Here we go.
seen
Here we go. Here
him.
we go. Impromptu celebrity match because we haven't seen this guy in a while either. But impromptu celebrity match: Roman Reigns and Jalen Brunson versus Seth Rollins and Shaq.
Yeah, see, there you go. I
I don't
forget
know.
the other
It's
basketball star's name that Brunson was pushing around when the finals were around beforehand,
I was
and
gonna
they
say
were,
like I'm not kidding when I say my knowledge of basketball is non-existent because it's a real sport and we don't do that here.
yeah,
But he is a
we
nit,
like
right?
wrestling. Yes. And
Okay.
they're there to celebrate their championship win and all the
Win
glory that comes with
and
that,
as
so
you said, why aren't they doing it with Danhausen? So it's one of
yeah.
those, like, I get it. Roman Reigns
Is the top guy, but
is the big, he's the John Cena
Danhausen is
figure
the
in the,
reason you're the champs, right? Isn't that what you're
oh, I
telling
know.
everybody?
Oh, I know, but I
So,
get it. I hate to say it like this, but I get it from a, like, a co-promotion point
I
of view.
do as well,
You got
but
the big basketball guy and the
logic
big
is like,
wrestling guy, right?
"Fuck you,
But, like,
morons," you know?
yeah, Roman doesn't wanna, like, do anything. But, I mean, they're gonna do whatever they do. They're gonna get all their photo ops and their big pops, and it is in Madison Square Garden, which actually it's actually Madison Lies,
Ooh,
because it's neither a square nor a garden.
right? I mean, fucking
Hashtag deep
lying pricks.
Everybody that sees me over in the chat over on the Wrestling for Life network, and go check those guys out. They're great. They'll know what I'm talking about. Hashtag deep thoughts with Spaz.
Yeah.
Deep thoughts with the Phoenix.
Lowered
Fine, don't worry about it.
expectations.
That's something else entirely. And
Hey,
thought we
it
weren't
went.
talking about
It's
that
not a
anymore.
dating show, but
But anyways, here's the thing, and here's the sadness of it, and here's the dead eyes that I have when I'm talking about this. It's a photo op. I mean, it's going
yes,
to be a segment. Something funny is going to happen,
that's
whatever. But in the bigger scheme of things, it's a photo op. They're in New York. The Knicks are still high off of their the basketball championship and all that.
yeah,
It's going to
that's
be
the whole point
amazing for the
behind
people.
it.
It's going to be amazing for the people there. Cool for Jalen Brunson to get back out in front of his people, as if
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure he
likes
hasn't gotten
wrestling
to it.
and gets to be in front of his
Do we
native
not?
fans, like you said. But the thing I
Like,
hate
this is
is WWE does this all the time where they put their fingers in their ears when you have essentially something like perfect or the perfect setup or something ideal that the
yeah.
fans are dreaming of, and they go la 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 la, we can't hear you, it's Daniel Bryan all over again, kind of idea-esque. And what they do is they just like, hey, guess what, we're gonna do what we want, because all the fans are like, oh sweet, Danhausen and the Knicks, they're gonna celebrate, they're gonna, oh, it's
And
gone.
then WWE said, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me."
Yes,
You know
and
what's
it's like,
funny? And
it's just
I
a
know
little
people would hate
airborne,
it.
it's still good, it's still good.
I know people would hate it, right? Because some people just don't like the guy. But you know who should be doing this, right?
Who?
Bubba Ray.
Mm.
Bubba Ray. Hey, Jalen Brunson. Do you know who?
Yeah, that would get over real hot.
Oh man,
I
It's
would
just
I would be entertained, but the thing is
like, who do
like,
we have? I hate asking this because I know that as soon as I say it, somebody in the comments is going to say, "Oh, what about this person?" They're Who do they have in WWE that's from New York?
uh,
Do they have anybody?
I don't can't think of anybody else that would be legit from New York.
Chelsea Green can play the transplanted Canadian.
Yeah.
She's been the U.S. champ. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's Zack Ryder's favorite dessert and Canadian
I mean,
delicacy.
down there with you guys in America,
He
Canada's
loves
underwear.
Chelsea buns.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Moving swiftly on. So
I
it's
didn't
one
say
of
Taylor
those.
Swift. I said Chelsea Green, damn it. You're not listening again.
Oh, no. I don't care about Taylor Swift. I don't care
I will
about
break
Taylor
you
Swift's wedding.
eventually.
I don't care about people that are excited about Taylor Swift's wedding, and I don't care about people that are mad about Taylor Swift's wedding.
I thought that already happened, to be honest with you.
It did. I'm not overwhelmed.
See?
I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed.
I'm just whelmed.
I'm just whelmed. But anyway, speaking of Danhausen, and I'm sorry that this is again going to be pretty cut and paste. Danhausen is facing JD McDonough because Danhausen's facing Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam.
Yes.
There's going to be shenanigans afoot.
Hear me out.
Here,
Danhausen, AAA mega champion.
yes, Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio for that title at SummerSlam.
Yes. And then we get Danhausen versus everybody from the Psycho Circus onward, Yeah. It would be grand. Everybody would love it.
I kind of wish, like, for those of you out there that are following AAA, we got the introduction of the Perros del Mal faction.
Yes.
With Aga and Bronco Nima and Angel and Garza and Carmen Petrovic. One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah. But
Jesus
I will
Christ.
say this, she's doing a very good job,
Oh, she
surprisingly
is.
so,
Oh, she
and,
is. Oh, she is. I'm not the one that's going to be, derogatory for those types of reasons. When they first came in, the first thing I thought of was we're going to find out that they're actually being led by Dominic Mysterio. I thought it was going to be like AAA. I mean, AAA is booked by the dead man. So would it be totally beyond him to book a higher power story?
right? And no.
Dead man's booking the territory.
Dead man walking,
Dead
you know?
cater taker got out of catering. He's just taker again now.
It's just the taker. Yeah,
He's
you know
just
it as
a
well
taker.
as I do.
He took Dom
And
and he took Ludwig and now he took Damian Priest. I don't know why I'm doing this voice now.
we know what to expect. We know what to go for, and we
Danhausen's
know
gonna do something.
what
Here's
should
the thing
be.
though. Here's the thing though. Is two of the prime people that everybody thought were going to be under Danhausen's like laboratory sheet were
Yes.
Big Cass and Baron Corbin. And we
Uh-huh.
know what both of them are doing now.
Yeah.
So now that the
And we thought Big
Danhausen
Cass was debuting in New York City after, and
yeah.
then neither are happening anymore. So it's like, what do
I
we
mean,
get?
I'm not gonna lie. If they do a bait and switch and it's like, oh, I was gonna debut then, but I wasn't gonna miss New York City. I wasn't gonna miss the garden is still the garden, and the garden ain't soft.
Yeah.
I need to stop doing voices. I mean, it's false advertising a little bit, but I don't care. Make
Yeah.
people think that something's happening at one time and it happens at another time. That's not exactly. It's
A
inaccurate
big
advertising.
issue.
It's not false
Yeah.
advertising.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, like, Big Cass and Baron Corbin were two of the front runners for who's under the sheet in Danhausen's laboratory, and I love that this is a talking point on a pay-per-view preview.
Yep.
So
And it's a
now
major talking point too. It's not like it's a simple thing. Like people are genuinely really upset by this. Like they're like, "Who is it? I need to know now."
I mean, whoever it is needs a lot of power because they're basically using Kit Wilson and The Miz as batteries at this point.
Yeah, and it's
And
been
that could
going
go a
on
whole lot of
for
ways. Just ask
a bit.
Maurice. But yeah, no, I think the Danhausen who's under the sheet thing is like more wide open now. The more people that we thought it was going to be to turn up in other places, the more interesting that story gets. And it's like, oh, Danhausen's just a stupid comedy character. He's not doing anything. Well, he is though, and he's selling merch. I got merch.
Exactly.
Don't worry
And
about it.
he's selling merch like a god church. It's non-stop. Breaking out the old Paul reference there. He is just the top seller above all else. I didn't realize how much he was selling in AEW without even being on TV still. 2025, he wasn't on TV at all, but he was like their top merch seller.
We're not going to publish that though because that's Danhausen selling. That's not AEW selling.
Well, that's why eventually it was like a year later when the stats came out, but they do release eventually, and guess what? Danhausen was a draw the entire time, but he was friends with Pepsi Phil. Backlash. Yeah, Danhausen's winning this, and I wish we were seeing Enzo and Big Cass come out to help. Does anyone come out to help Danhausen, though, is the question.
Grande?
No,
I don't know.
it would be.
I was gonna say who's feuding with the Judgment Day, but it's chicks because
yeah,
Judgment Day is now a chick faction that lets Dom and JD hang out a little bit.
Yes, at times, just a wee
I think
bit.
Danhausen just does some like pyro fuckery or whatever. JD gets like maybe even like Danhausen.
It's no DQ, so there's going to be some fun
really?
shenanigans. Yeah, they announced it on Raw that they made it no DQ now.
Okay, all right.
After he used the T-shirt cannon as a threat, they decided to make it no DQ.
This is how much I pay attention.
Well, it was, I think, honestly, you see it anyways, but it was during a commercial break that they talked about it, so.
And it's tired in here, so there's that as well.
I feel you, bud.
Anyway, Danhausen wins.
It's not us, though. It's wrestling.
Danhausen wins. They curse JD again. He
joins
the battery pack. He joins the battery pack with Miz and Kit Wilson. Dom is all on his own, and then you get the match announced later for SummerSlam because Danhausen Dominic Mysterio is the match I wanted. As far as comedy wrestling, that's your Omega Ospreay.
Yes, that's the one I'm waiting on as well. So I think that's going to be a ton of fun.
It would be fun with Damian Priest going down to AAA Does Danhausen replace Damian Priest as R-Truth's tag team?
Yeah. How fun
That
would
would be a
that
lot of
be?
fun. Play around with that. Because then the two of them can go against the War Raiders, and if they die, they die. It's still funny.
It does. It does.
Okay, you picked it up. Very nice. I laid it down right in front of you so you wouldn't miss it. Okay,
Absolutely.
here's something unique. The only title match on this card. I hate
Funny
the name.
enough.
Scream Mode taking on Fatal Influence.
Yes, I
Being
hate that name as
Laney
well. How could you not?
Reed and Fallon Henley. Well, here's the thing. I think a lot of things happen here. I think Fatal Influence pick up their first gold, and I think this is where we get Nikki Bella back, and this is where we instigate the Bellas turning on. I was gonna say Saraya. What the fuck am I doing?
It's a hard thing to break because it's been one of those like back and forth kind of things.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I just think we're gonna get a 6-woman tag out of it first with JC, with Nikki, and then that's when Nikki will eventually fucking turn yet again. Because we haven't done that enough.
Even as heels want to have justification in their own minds.
Yeah.
And what's a bigger justification for turning on Paige? Losing a random 6-person tag or losing their titles?
No doubt. But I felt like in my mind, I'm telling you, I just felt like this was going to be like the start of the dissension, and then they were going to build to it a little bit more. They wouldn't just strike today because she would have to come back and then attack, and then you got to have, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It made sense in my mind at some point.
Is there a way? And it's kind of convoluted, and you'd have to sort of like be loose with like how the titles are held or whatever. Is there a reality that exists where Paige and Brie win, Nikki makes her come back to celebrate with them, clocks her with the belt anyways, and does sort of a hey, thanks for holding this for me type of thing.
Yeah.
And they do the turn as champions.
That wouldn't be a terrible idea. And then have them, you know what I mean? They could do a lot with that. Which almost felt like the original plan.
I was gonna say, and then somebody might debut, but I'm saving that for the match. But gun to your head, Scream Mode retaining or losing?
No, I think they're losing regardless.
Fatal Influence were supposed to do some stuff with Rhea Ripley, is the word on the street, and with Ripley being injured, they've kind of like they're not.
I heard it was supposed to be JC and Rhea at SummerSlam legitimately. So
apparently it was supposed to, it's
well,
all muddy.
at Saturday Night Main Event was the original booking for her and JC, but then I guess they were gonna either have some form of fuckery or have them win the tag titles and then have JC possibly win it at SummerSlam to have them hold the gold together.
Nice. I heard that like the rumor was JC was either going to face Rhea or Alexa Bliss, which is funny because those are two very different types of matches.
And two different outcomes, really.
Fair, yeah.
You know, one you possibly get a title with, the other one you're like, you know, I don't hate either. I
could see JC putting away Rhea.
Oh, I absolutely could. I think
like a chalk win or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that was the intended idea first. Yeah.
By the way, I'm sorry, I don't want to tangent us off yet again. This mentality that's out there of like Rhea being injured now proves that she should have lost at WrestleMania.
Yes, because we can see into the future and know that she was going to be injured. A wise one of irrational thoughts.
You know what I will say, and I meant to say it before, but I'll say it now. Quote from CM Punk's social media that I sent you earlier today, and it's just the dude hanging the flag over the bridge. Not being liked by fucking losers is usually a good sign.
Yes.
I want to get that tattooed on my soul.
Anyways.
Anyway, I don't know how
to... Did you say soul or asshole? Because I got it tattooed on my... never mind.
I'm just going to let that one linger over there. I'm going to awkwardly transition into Lyra and Bailey, or Bailey versus Don't Worry, We've Got Nikki Cross at Home.
Yes, we got Tatum as well on NXT. It's definitely Tatum light. But I like it. I like it, Spaz. I'm defending it. It's different. She's good as a heel. The problem, like, Liv has no faces to face. She's got Bailey, and there was one other, and that was it. And we're like, you know, Bailey's Soul and AJ Lee, and I'm like, this is a good thing, but they need to move other pieces around to make this work. So
Yeah,
I think Lyra wins.
I think I think you take this version of Lyra, put that on SmackDown, and maybe bring Tiffany Stratton.
Thank you. You need a face to
Because
come over this way.
I
Absolutely.
know people want Tiffany to turn heel just because they naturally don't like her and they want to turn their stereotype into an actual storyline. That's
Yeah, they
not a
want to
thing, by
punish
the
her
way.
for SGT slaughter, you know.
Here's the thing, right? I like weird characters, and I get when people say, "Oh, like when all else fails with a female character, they just make them go crazy a little bit." I saw this promo. I saw the promo that her and Bailey did on Raw this week, and I'm kind of gonna give it a little bit of a Tony Storm response
Mhm.
because I don't know if it 100% landed with me, but I love how immediately she's thrown herself into this character change.
Yes, it worked for me because she tried. I felt like she conveyed great emotion and was believable to me anyways.
It worked. Here's the
Was
thing.
it a 10 out of 10? No. But it
Yeah,
wasn't a
and
2 out
here's
of
the thing.
10 either.
I'm
Like
I'm
anybody
not
treating it
I'm
that way
not
is ridiculous as well.
I'm saying I might love it. I just don't know where I'm at with it yet. And
Yeah.
I think a bigger part of that problem for me is she's going up against Bailey and pretty much universally, unless you're an asshole, everybody likes Bailey.
Yes.
I don't know what WWE wants me to think of Bailey at this point.
And that
I
was the
don't
interesting
know.
part of it because subverted expectations because typically Bailey does what? Crumples and folds. She gives up. She can't use the kendo stick. She can't fight back. She does, you know what I mean? Like damage control broke her and all these things. But then they go ahead and they have her. She already had the match set with Adam. She had everything ready. She was ready for the attack. And she was like, whatever you say, and you can tell me everything's a lie. And you can tell me that, but I'm ready for you and I'm not backing down. And it was like, oh shit, Bailey didn't just fall apart like I thought she was going to
Oh no,
after,
I love
she
that
said
part
all
of
these
it.
terrible
And
things.
this
So,
is not on Mama Pam or anything like that. But
mm.
WWE has been so wishy-washy with
No, I'm
what we're
agreeing with you about
supposed to see with
them
her.
being directionless. I'm just glad they subverted expectations, and hopefully they can turn that into something more of a direction with Bailey
Yeah. And
because you're
I don't think it's
spot
both
on with that.
I don't think it's both of them because Lyra came in and for the most part, initially they partnered her up with Becky and then Becky did the turn and then she partnered with Bailey and like she's been strong. She's been the women's intercontinental champion. I think she was the first one, was she not? Or
Yes.
did I make it up in my head? She was
Nope.
the first one.
You're
So she's
correct.
done stuff and she's always been the whole like I'm out there, I'm proving myself, and if I'm with somebody that I used to look up to, I'm gonna make that a point of respect and all that kind of thing. Bailey's character has gone so all over the map that it's now affecting Lyra. Because if Lyra was lashing back at somebody who we're supposed to not like or who we're supposed to think is like, oh, maybe Lyra's right about Bailey,
Yeah.
then you could kind of be with her in her going crazy. But if we're supposed to believe that Bailey is, like she said on Monday, this locker room leader and the best of the, I love that they dropped the four horsewomen
Yeah.
thing in there
That was fun to at least mention and bring up. That was
on the same
something.
episode of Raw where they mentioned the Shield with all the members, and it's like, oh, WWE just mentioning people from AEW, except they're not though.
Yeah.
They're not,
And
Karen. They're not
they're
doing it.
not. And that's
But
what's interesting as well. So,
but here's the thing. Well, here's Spaz who just loves WWE all the time. No, because I don't know what to think about Bailey as a character. What it's done is it's made me unable to know how I'm supposed to feel about Lyra, how Lyra's treating Bailey. Does that make
yes.
sense?
Yep.
Because the way I think about Bailey is going to make me think Lyra is either justified or a bitch.
Yes.
Now,
And again, you
here
nailed it.
is the thing, and here's where we go into somebody that I thought was going to be involved in the previous tag team match, but I think she might show up here instead because at some point or another, there was a crazy lady in NXT who needed kind of a crazy whisperer, and
Mhm.
that was Lyra Valkyria, who
Yes.
was
I
dating
was
and trying to be the friend of Tatum Paxley. Now, Tatum
yes.
Paxley is beloved crazy person character. So does she now try to be the person that comes up to Monday Night Raw and tries to bring Lyra back, and then they immediately have a feud, or they become a crazy tag team, or they
Yeah.
try,
How does this
or
work?
or
I
they
should
try
say,
to
yeah, how
pull
does
off
this work? Makes you
um
wonder.
kind of I hate to give them credit, but AEW, when they finally put Edge and Christian back together, and Edge is like, oh, I'm like super jazzed, just happy to be here. And Christian's like, no, I'm still a dick. I'm still going to cheat and whatever. Do they try to fully push a split heel babyface tag team in Lyra and Tatum Paxley?
Yeah,
Like
I
where the
wonder.
where the crowd could
Hmm.
absolutely love Tatum
One.
because she's fucking amazing, and Lyra can still be the one that's like
Yeah, and hate on
not
the
not
other.
not costing them matches, but like dragging them. I hate to say this as well, dragging them down morally, if that's a thing.
No, no, I totally get
Um,
that.
like not odd couple as in, oh my god, they're an odd couple. They're both crazy people, but like
Yeah.
one's a good crazy person and one's a bad crazy person. Um, I don't know how you build any feuds for them with that dynamic, but I would love to see WWE play around with that. Because
Yeah.
Lyra is just scratching the surface of A, being crazy, and B, being a heel, because we haven't really seen either. She was the one, like I said before, taking care of Tatum Paxley as a friend
Yep.
because she had kind of lost her mind. When Bailey started hearing voices in her head, like she was Randy Orton, she was trying to say, no, 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 you got to snap back. We're gonna get it back on track, and we're gonna figure some stuff out. She's been the crazy whisperer.
For a while
So,
now. Yeah.
so you know what happens when the doctor gets sick. You know what I mean?
Yep. Who
I think it's
cares
a
for the
crazy dynamic.
doctor?
No, they haven't even hinted at anything with Tatum Paxley. I just really want to see Tatum Paxley debut on the main roster, quite frankly. But it's interesting. And this is not the only match I'm going to say this about. I don't think this match has a winner because I think
Uh,
we're doing something with it at SummerSlam. Whether Lyra gets a partner, Bailey gets a partner, and it becomes a tag match at SummerSlam or something else along those lines.
yeah. I agree with you here. I think we're
Actually,
getting more. I think Lyra's
actually,
going to cheat to win, and then Bailey's going to need to get justice, revenge, all the
you know what they could,
such.
if they wanted to do long-term storytelling. Here's an idea. And I'm not going to even pretend that I had this in my notes ahead of time because I'm just looking at my own scratchy handwriting.
Yes.
Lyra is on the main roster. She's going crazy. Tatum Paxley comes up from NXT, tries to sort of help her get better. Da 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 da. She lashes out at her immediately. Bailey sees what Tatum Paxley's doing. Says, "Hey, you know, I know you're trying to help out your friend, but sometimes it doesn't." Bailey, Tatum Paxley become a tag team. Lyra goes back to the old tag team partner that turned on her to become a heel because she was too
Mm.
much of a goody two shoes. Do we
Yeah.
get Bailey and Tatum Paxley versus Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch?
Ooh.
That
That's
would
an
be
interesting
insanely
one.
good.
Yeah,
That
that
would
would
be
be
insanely good
really
as a match.
interesting.
That would be insanely good as a match. That's a stadium match.
That is indeed. That's interesting
I don't think we're
too.
getting that at all. But I
No, but that
think we're
would be
getting that.
fun as all hell.
Good.
Certainly.
Now that I've said that, I'm going to be mad when it doesn't happen
But that
because
would
there's
be something.
so many moving
Certainly.
parts have to change and happen before that can happen. And I don't shout out to Becky Lynch though. I know she hasn't been on TV recently, but she was on a couple of podcasts recently being very, very, very outspoken about issues surrounding depression and particularly postpartum depression. So very cool. We always want to talk about whether it's MJF, whether it's Rhea Ripley, whether it's, you know, any wrestler in this space. Our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network do a lot of mental health adjacent stuff. Always cool to see. Always cool to see.
Absolutely.
I'd love to see Becky back on my screen, but if she's not on my screen and she's doing cool shit like this, always worth a pat on the back and a good on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we talked about a match that might not have a finish. Oh, sorry. Do you have a prediction for this match?
Yeah, I think Lyra's going to win. Bailey's going to get cheated out, and it's going to lead to more in the future. I think that's what they're going for here.
I do think there is the slight risk in this match of it being, and I usually don't mind, but I know it gets on some people's nerves, so I might as well mention it. I think this match has the risk of being a little bit melodramatic
Yes, it certainly can be, but
of Bailey pulling the whole, oh, come on, it's not that bad. We can get things back together. You don't have to be like this. You don't have to handle it like this. Come on,
yeah.
you can
See, I
come
don't
back
think
and
Bailey's going to handle it that way. That's kind of the interesting thing, but we'll see. Hopefully I'm,
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I hope I'm right, and
I
yeah,
hope you're
that's
right.
not the
But
case,
it
but
has that,
it has that feel, but
yeah, WWE gets accused of being melodramatic, and they are. I don't necessarily need to see it in this match, especially when I'm very much predicting that this is match to build a match.
yeah, definitely, you're not
Okay,
wrong there, so
so now going back to my labored topic transition, we go from one match that might not have a finish to a match that logically, by all streams of logic, can't have an ending. Cody and Punk versus Sammy and Gunther.
I think
What do you
it
got for me?
can. I think it can. I think Cody and Punk win. I
The
think
only person in the only person in this match that's eating a pin is Sammy.
yes. I think Gunther is either going to leave Sammy high and dry, or Gunther is going to be like, something on the outside. But this way, Gunther has an excuse or something he can complain to Aldis about afterwards so they can continue their feud. So Gunther's got to get screwed over somehow in his eyes
I think
to
I think
continue.
I think
And that's
Aldis is
why
the
I
one that comes,
think,
I think Aldis is the
yeah,
one that comes on to screw Gunther.
possibly. That's not a bad idea either. You can come out and bring out another ref or stop him from, the sleepers, something along those lines. But I think
Yeah,
that's
I'm
truly what
going
we're getting.
if the rumors are true, I think there is a very good possibility that Aldis doesn't come down as a manager. He doesn't come down with another referee. Doesn't come down to restart the match, whatever. I think you have a moment where Aldis steps out of the suit, so to speak, and just decks him. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sick of
to
your
fight.
shit.
That could be
And
it too. And that's what
the
he
thing that's
complains about
cool
to
about
get the match.
the thing that's cool about that is not only is that Aldis and Gunther, which, you know what, going into SummerSlam, and there's a wide variety of stuff. We got 2 days to fill and all that kind of thing, right? I'm going to say that a lot in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Gunther versus Aldis is fine. Like, let's do it.
I think it's better than fine. It's not a home run for a lot of people, but I really like
No,
Nick Aldis as
but
a wrestler, so I'm more
oh no,
interested
for
than
sure.
most.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to try to sell anybody as, oh, this is going to be the best match of SummerSlam. It's fine, and fine is okay. We talked about not the triple threat, the 6-man tag, the
Yes.
Bloodline versus the Anti-Bloodline. Is that going to be the best match on the card? No, but it's fine. And sometimes fine is fine. When it happens, I'll say it's fine. When it happens, I won't say it's 25 stars in the Tokyo Dome, brother. But it'll be
No.
fine. All
And
this
not
and
25 stars this year either.
oh fucking Christ. But Aldis versus Gunther will be fine and it will make sense, just like CM Punk winning the WWE title because Aldis stole him from Pearson. We've done it already. We don't need to do it again. But here's the better part. Who's Gunther's partner? Who's the
Sami
conspiracy
Zayn, the
theory?
last
Who's
bad guy. Yes. Not
the,
good
who's the
guy.
who's the conspiracy theory guy? Who's the guy that lost his title and went on a mental health break? And no, I'm not making fun of the mental health thing, but I think it's
No.
very in character to have Sami Zayn misuse something like the issue of mental health. So
Yes.
Aldis screws over Gunther because they've got a direct feud.
He's making himself
Aldis,
the ultimate martyr here and victim out of it. That was the
yeah.
point of the mental health
So it helps
day.
Gunther. It helps Sammy. Cody and Punk can be kind of pissed off because Aldis will have stolen a victory from them. So it's
Yes.
going to rub them the wrong way as well. And Cody and Punk, like sometimes the cliches are cliches for a reason. Sometimes the cliches are cliches because they work.
Yeah.
Is there okay? We know at SummerSlam it's the biggest match WWE can give. Oh, why didn't you save it for WrestleMania? Because we want to have more big show a year. Try it sometime, AEW. But because they're the biggest match of the year, are they the biggest? Can they coexist?
I think
WWE can give
so.
us.
I think so.
Because if they
And
don't,
even as faces, I think it still
Mhm.
works. And a lot of people
Mhm.
have an issue with it at this point, but that's just how they're doing it. Like, Roman and Seth is face versus face. I know Roman's not a
Mhm.
face. Technically, he is, though. And, I hate the crowds cheering for him. I really do. It burns my ass because he's anything but a face. He's a, quite the prick and heel. But hey, it's how it's handled at this point in time. The crowd wants moments, not sense.
Roman is the bear.
Yes, the bear.
It's like,
Growl.
oh, they don't have distinctive like face and heel dynamic. No, they have what's way more real in the real world is two former friends that can't stand each other.
Yep.
There's no
That's how
one
it should have
definitive good
been.
guy or bad guy. It's just two guys that hate each other. Oh, well, that's not very believable. One of them has to be righteous. Why?
Why? Yeah. It's just I'm
Like
not saying it has to be face and
there
heel. I'm
are
just saying Roman should be heel because of his actions, but they don't
yeah.
need to be face and heel to have the
Yeah, but if
match.
you
You could
here
make
but
it
the
compelling,
thing that's
but
awesome about that, and, like, Roman was calling him out on a bunch of stuff, and I wish Seth had done it at the same time. It's like, yeah, we
yeah.
you've done some stupid shit. You had to win with Money in the Bank, and you had all these people behind you. Really, Roman? Really?
Yes, you're the one.
Really? Like, but it's only when you get 2 guys with stories like this, because not only have they had this rivalry with each other for so long, when you stay long enough in WWE, you go face to heel to face to heel to face to heel, and continue feuding with both of you being in either role, then there is no face heel dynamic. Then it is just 2 people that don't like each other and probably don't like each other with equal real reason.
Yeah. Sadly, it just doesn't come across that way, and a lot of it to
I think
me
I
is
think it works. I and yeah, it's Spaz, and Spaz just likes
yeah.
anything WWE does, but, like, you know what? If it works, it
I'm
works.
glad it's working for you because for me, it just
Yeah.
I'm so like, hey, the Shield's best member was Kurt Angle, you know, like, and I've seen these two so many times. There's just not an angle that's interesting to me for it. There's nothing compelling, and I really thought the main event on Monday was just piss poor, poorly
Oh, the segment?
delivered, and yeah. I mean, Roman comes out with all that, and Seth goes on about I'm a revolutionary. It's just the whole thing was just very poorly delivered and thought
I
out.
think Seth the what I liked about Seth's promo, and we'll probably dig more into this when we get closer to SummerSlam, but
Yeah,
he wasn't coming out there to he kind of did, what what's his name did at the end of 8 Mile. He basically, like, took himself out
yeah,
so that Roman wouldn't have anything to say. Go ahead and tell these people that I won't, that I won't main event as many WrestleManias as you. Go ahead and tell them that I won't sell as much merch as you or as many title reigns as you. Go
yeah. I'm
ahead and
gonna
tell
call it
them that,
out so you can't,
yeah,
which is fine, but
tell these people something they don't know about me. I am the
yeah.
whitest
But
person
then
ever.
Roman's
Jesus.
proceeded to still say a bunch of shit. Oh, you can only win by Money in the
No,
Bank, and
but
you
I
can.
oh yeah. No, no, and Roman volleyed it back because Roman's just had more time in the main event spotlight, and he could do
Yeah,
that
and
on
then
the mic.
Seth
But
just
I thought it was
crumbled.
cool. I thought it was cool for, like, not saying it's like super deep Shakespeare bullshit, but, like, it's some self-reflection of Seth Rollins, because he can't go out there and say that he's the smiling Snow White babyface because we know he's
No.
not, and he can't go out there and be the clown because that's how seriously he takes Roman Reigns.
Yes, but he's
And I
also
don't
in this weird predicament where he was a heel, he led a faction, and the only reason he's a face now, air quotes, is because he got thrown out and injured and lost the title. Like that's and not to say like, all right, people get exiled and then make turns all the
but here's
time, but he didn't make a
keep in mind,
turn. He just returned from
but
injury
here's the thing about that I like, and I know they haven't really pushed it this way, but if you it's just an A to B to C thing. Why is Seth Rollins a lone soldier?
because he screwed over everybody else.
No, 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 no. But specifically, he doesn't have the vision anymore because
They threw him out.
they did to him what he did to Roman.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely that's not my issue with it. I didn't mind that.
Yeah.
I just don't care for the fact that he came back and because he was kicked out of the heel faction, he became a face without ever turning. Like there was never a
But the thing
reason
is
to
and the
cheer
thing is,
him.
neither one
So
of them, like, here's the thing, oh, neither, there's no good guy, there's no bad guy. Yeah, Roman should be a heel, Seth should be, like, they should both be heels, and the crowd loves
yes,
both. But even in the promos, they start looking around the ring, and they don't ever try to pull the crowd one way or the other. They're in that conversation knowing that the crowd loves both of them.
yes,
They're
and
doing the
that's
the thing with, parents with their kid, "We know you love both of us, but which one do you love more?" Like,
yeah.
there's such an absence of a need for heel babyface in this particular story.
It's not just in the story. I mean, that's how it's treated in wrestling today, and I
Yeah.
think that hurts
Ah,
and helps
no,
things. But
there's a lot of, like, and hate to throw credit on the other side of the coin, but look at MJF.
oh, I know.
He's such a good heel that when he tried to go babyface, it failed spectacularly.
But in WWE, there are a lot of heels that
Mhm.
aren't really heels, and there's a lot of faces that aren't really faces, and they kind of just blur the line between the two a lot, and have less than stellar defined roles nowadays. Like you can have people, good guys can do bad things and vice versa. That's not what I'm saying, but it's you knew
But
Austin
that
and
it
you knew whose role was what. Now it's less defined and
it is
more
a problem.
ambiguous. So
It is a problem. I'm giving what do you want to call it? A pass on
yeah.
this. I'm not saying this should be the norm, and I know throughout WWE and a little AEW as well, it is a problem that needs to stop. But when it is appropriate, it works. I
Yeah.
don't I don't disbelieve either one of them kicking the other one in the nuts. I don't think either one of them, swinging a chair at the other one, is out of character at this point.
No, certainly not.
At
That's
this
not in
point, and
contention.
the bigger point, and this is why I think the promo worked. Neither one of them is even trying to portray themselves as the good, because the story is that long. Good guy and bad guy went out the
Yeah,
window.
I feel like they're not doing either. They're just it's a personal beef. The problem
Yes.
for me with that is that we've just seen it ad nauseum. We've gone down this road. They both beaten each other. They're trying to
Mhm.
say that, oh, you've never beaten me, but he has. He's done it on Raw. We've been there. We've done it. We've seen it.
Okay, I'll
And
give you another example. Right?
when we get to
I'll give you another
SummerSlam,
example.
that's one of my gripes as well. So
I'm I'm looking insanely forward to the Intercontinental Championship match that we're getting
yes,
at SummerSlam, because holy fuck, Penta versus Chad Gable is going to rule, and that's going to be babyface versus babyface, and it's being presented as such, right? I do like that. I do like that it's going to be like a sportsman like contest type of idea, right? I also love the fact that Chad Gable losing to Penta when Penta debuted sent him down the rabbit hole, had him hating all the luchadors,
yep,
had him lashing out at all the luchadors, led to him being a fake luchador, led to him recruiting more fake luchadors, led all the fake
yeah.
luchadors to AAA, where we got the match of the year
Where
with
he got
El Grande
replaced,
versus El
and
Grande
yeah,
2. Now he's gone through his. I'm glad they got off of it quickly, but he's gone on his, his personal growth and his apology tour, and we've come around not only back to Chad Gable versus Penta,
but
Chad
the
Gable versus
ultimate
Penta,
redemption,
Chad
yeah.
Gable versus Penta in a prominent spot at a Big Four pay-per-view, at an opportunity where I believe, or I can at least picture, no matter which way it goes on the night, there's going to be a handshake at the
Yes, and it's amazing how it fell into their laps this way, because this was not the initial story
end. No,
plan or any
I
of
wouldn't
it,
say no.
and it had nothing to do with any title or, El Grande's mask, or, it just worked out this way through injury, and the El Grande thing initially was supposed to be less than a month, and I find that to be so
But
hilarious
then they
because
pivot. Jake, they
and
pivot. They pivot.
injury causes replacement, and I
They
wouldn't say
pivot.
pivot. They just
And
stumble on
yeah, but
because they didn't
they're
go with
again.
a new angle or anything. They just had, hey, it's El Grande, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and you're like, it's not the same guy. Sure, it is for a very, 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 very
Here's the
long
thing, right?
time. So it
The
wasn't
the
really a
super
pivot, but
the super problematic and very very racist and bad angle spawned a duplicate of itself, and that duplicate of itself got super fucking over in Mexico.
yep, amazing how that worked.
Oh, I fucking love a lot of shit that's going on right
That's
now.
why I love
But I
wrestling
will say,
in that regard, because it is that
here's the thing:
amazing. Anything can
Seth and Roman.
happen.
We're gonna bring it back around. What comes around is all around. Seth and Roman are kind of both gonna be dicks to each other. They're gonna kick each other in the dick and kick each other in the face at SummerSlam, and it's gonna be fucking awesome, and nobody's gonna admit it because they're both assholes, right?
Absolutely.
Cody and Punk is the opposite. They've known since the day they both walked back into the A company again. We're going to cross paths at some point. It's going to happen. And just once a year or so, they came out and had an awesome promo and said, you know what? At some point or another, we can't avoid each other, and we're going to kick the shit out of each other.
Just say when.
And I can believe that of two guys, because Cody Rhodes asked for his release from WWE, went and did some indie stuff and did New Japan and did TNA, I think, when he was just Cody, not Cody Rhodes.
Mhm.
Punk had his gigantic falling out with WWE, went to the other company, got treated like shit there, decided, WWE maybe ain't so bad. They their story is so similar in a lot of ways of we both had to leave here because it was so bad because they didn't think that we could be the guy. We're coming
Yeah.
back. We both held titles at the same time, just leading into WrestleMania. We both need to be the guy. And if there's another guy, then I'm not the guy. I'm just a guy. So sorry about your luck. I'm going to have to put you down. And that's the message from both sides. And the promos going into it are fucking fantastic. The only thing, and I think this is a bigger match, the only thing that's going to outdo this promo wise is when we get CM Punk versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
Possibly. I think, yeah, no, I say yeah initially, and I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
I think Cody and Punk, something's going to happen. It's not going to be one of them going heel all of a sudden. I want to see heel Cody versus face Punk at some point. I don't want it to be this instant and this immediate at SummerSlam. I want it to be a longer played out story. Maybe we get Team Cody versus Team Punk at Survivor Series. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
But Cody and Punk do something to take each other out of this match. Aldis takes out Sami and Gunther. So if there's a result in this match, I'm going to say that they've missed the mark. And how often can you say that in wrestling?
Yeah. Come on. Never.
I'm going to be mad if there's a winner.
So I think Cody and Punk are going to win Saturday night's main event. And we're going to go ahead and we'll get into SummerSlam predictions, obviously. But I think they're going to win. Like we said, it'll set up Gunther's further bitching into madness and dissension with Aldis. And that will give us everything there.
I'm really looking forward to SummerSlam, and I just looked at my calendar and I realized that night one I'm actually going to be out, so I'm going to be catching night one late, which is a bummer. So I really hope Cody and Punk is night two, and it will be if they know what they're doing. It's going to be one of those cases. Oh yeah, by the way, I should have said this at the beginning. Saturday night's main event, there will be a pay-per-view day night hangout thing, so come and hang out. I'll be doing 2 for SummerSlam because it's 2 nights. I'm going to be politely asking the likes of Jake and Cody and MDB and C Money and Nair and Denisha and all you people that are usually out there cool in the chat. Night one of SummerSlam, I'm going to need you to babysit that chat for me because I'm not going to be there. But you guys are all awesome. And you know who else is awesome? Jake, who's about to tell us what's going on his side and where you can find him.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, as always, my kind sir, for having me. I love that you and I can differ on so many topics and discuss it and not want to send threats to each other's families. As always, I appreciate you greatly.
Danny
and we're going to be
my ass anyway.
She possibly so. Oh, okay, definitely so. But you know, that's why we've had her training since age 2 in kitty MMA. So you know, she's been kitty cage fighting for a long time. You can find us on youtube.com/Jake DeMarco, where we'll be live with all of our great Into Somewhere content live after SmackDown, NXT, and Raw. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see NXT yet because we had no internet again. They're doing repairs on the street, as well as another rival company is putting in their own fiber, but they're doing it on the existing lines. And they keep having just crazy outages because of it. And both companies look at each other and they're like, well, we didn't break it. And they're like, well, it's not us, you know, that kind of thing. And nobody fixes it. So fun. But make sure you go ahead and check us out at Countdown Ended on Twitter/X and Instagram for updates, behind the scenes fun. We're going to have more movie nights coming up. We watched Mortal Kombat 2 the other night. Quite a good movie. And we've got more to come. So make sure you check out the open Discord and all that jazz in the description box in the YouTube channel. And thank you, like I said, Spaz, for having us as always.
Don't hold back, Jake. Tell us what you really think.
You know,
anyways, you guys know where to find me, or you wouldn't be here. Come join us for the Saturday night's main event in NYC at MSG Hangout. It's starting about 15 minutes before the show actually starts. But yeah, I fucked up my own exit once again. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I will talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, me and very, very sleepy Jake, it's hanging out. Bye, guys.
Yeah.